Alright, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? Your boy IronAngel here, and we got 10 more. Well, now after doing this review, we got 9 more of this 31-day Halloween horror challenge. And I want to say thank y'all for y'all support and tuning in. This has been really fun. This is definitely something I want to do again next Halloween. So yeah, just want to say thank you. So anyway, I did a review on Friday the 13th, the 1980 one. Not the remake in 2009, which personally I believe that one's underrated. And right now is my favorite Friday the 13th. Even after doing this review of the original in 1980, I still think the 2009 is the best one. But after doing that review, and you can see the video itself, I was like, I have to watch the second one. I have to, because I was not really feeling the 1980, the original one. And not that it was terrible, it was just, it didn't hold for 2025. Like maybe, it was good of a watch back in 1980. And even when I saw it when I was I was like 18 or something. I think that's the first time I saw the first Friday the 13th. It was good then. But watching it again in 2025 at 34 years old, I was like, this does not hold up well. Let me see the second one. And I'm glad I did. Because this one definitely has that sequel accommodation, that sequel requirement. And I always say that this is my own rule. If you make a sequel, it better be better than the first. I don't care how great the first one is. The second one better be greater. And it was. I was glad I watched it. Now, I'm going to be real with you. You're not really there for the cast. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, the cast was really good. Nothing like that. Who is watching Friday the 13th for the cast? Was they annoying? That's the biggest question. Were they annoying? Because a lot of these slashers, you look at the cast, you're like, man, these people are cringy. Can you get them off the screen? Were they like that? No. But did I care? No. Let's be real. When you watch Friday the 13th, you be looking at everybody in the cast that's in Camp Crystal Lake, and you're like, okay, at least 90% of y'all, 95, I'll go there, are not going to be here when the movie's over. So y'all just there for Jason. You know what I'm saying? So basically all I'm saying is you're here for Jason. And this movie carries on right after the first one. The one lady that did survive, they show what happens to her in the beginning of the second one. And yeah, the story continues from that. But one thing that's different, and I forgot about this. This is why I like watching the old classic ones, because it refreshes my memory. I forgot part 2 is the first time Jason is on screen. Because if you know the first one, you can see my review, Jason doesn't approach in the first one. The plot, you can see the movie for yourself and understand why. But this is his first appearance. And to be real, I like the direction they went here. Obviously in 1981, but I forgot a lot of it. And watching it again, I was like, I like this. It wasn't the mask Jason that we know, the one that has the mask. He had a bag on him. This is before machete Jason, mask Jason. This one was Jason with a bag over his head. And I like that. I was sitting there, I was like, this is new. And I was like, wait, no, it's not. Obviously, it's 1981, but I totally forgot about this. And one thing that I am happy about is it was a lot of Jason moments, because that's one thing with these slasher movies. I'm here to see the character. I'm here to see Jason. If I watch Terrifier, I'm here to see Art the Clown, Pennywise, if I'm watching it, etc. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that this one did was showcase Jason a lot. That was one thing I gave Halloween credit for when I watched the original one, was they gave you a lot of scenes with Michael. They didn't let the cast and their story, which you could or could not care about, overshadow the horror character. You know what I'm saying? So that was one thing I enjoyed. There was a lot of action. There was a lot of action with Jason in here. Just to see him with the bag and pitchfork, like in the other weapons he had, it did something to me. It made me feel like I was watching a new horror character, and I was enjoying every bit of it. And the way he was approaching his victims. He had some moments, which I'm not used to seeing. He had some moments where he felt like Ghostface in Scream. What I mean by that is some of the people that he was facing, you could see him struggling like a regular human being, or he's on a chair about to stab someone and then the chair breaks and he falls out. It reminded me of Ghostface. It brought some extra vulnerability to him. Now granted, when he's that, masked with the machete, there's moments where he falls out and all stuff like that, but not that much. This one, it showed a little bit more of vulnerability with Jason. and I ain't gonna front. There was one moment I was sitting there like, Jason was down, and a lady had an opportunity to finish the job, and she didn't. I'm sitting there like, this dude was chasing you out the whole movie, and you're not going to finish the job. And another scene, little spoiler, was Jason. This dude was fighting off Jason the best way he could. Like him and Jason were wrestling with each other. The lady is just sitting there watching. I'm like, if you don't get that weapon right there and help the dude like Jason like that, of course she didn't. And the guy dies. I'm like, so you just sat there and watched. I was like, what the? So there is some dumbness, but that's like in almost every horror movie to make it more dramatic. But still, it doesn't stop me from looking at the screen like, you're just going to sit there and watch him struggle? It's 2v1 and Jason is struggling with this guy. So this is before Jason became overpowered. This is, you can finish the job here. No? Oh, okay. Well, don't be surprised that both of y'all going. But anyway, overall, this was definitely more enjoyable than the first one. Like I said, I'll always respect Friday the 13th. Did I enjoy myself watching the first one? No, but I never said it was terrible. And I'm always going to give it respect because Friday the 13th birthed a lot of great horror for the future and where we're at now. I always say that Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, etc. built a great foundation for horror. I will always give them the nod. Even if some of their movies are not good. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, I love Freddy. Not every movie he had is good. And actually, I want to go back and watch those too because I don't remember a lot of it. But I do remember that I was a mixed bag with the whole franchise. Some was good, some wasn't. But Halloween, etc. I will always have their respect. I will always have respect for them. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely enjoyable. You're there for Jason, and I must say, there's a lot of them. And it's enjoyable. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Shout out to Friday the 13th as a franchise. And yeah, I'll see y'all later.